Yo, what is good? YouTube, MizzyMMA here, and we're back with another banger video. I know it's been about a month since I've uploaded. I've just been busy doing some shit. I've been on vacation, I've been working, I've been doing other shit. But yeah, today we're doing a little fight predictions for UFC 319. I'm pretty excited for this card. I'm gonna watch every single fight, except maybe the first one, because it's WMMA, but. You know, maybe I'll watch it. Who knows? Anyway, let's get into the first pick of the day. It's women's flyweights. Karine Silva versus JJ Aldrich. I have Karine Silva. I feel like she is just way more dangerous than JJ Aldrich. I mean, JJ Aldrich is just like a decision type of fighter. Of definitely a veteran, but Karine Silva lost her last fight against Vivian Ariuja, I believe. Ariuja. And before that was 4-0, finishing three of her last five all by sub. I got Karine Silva back in the finish column by submission in the second round over JJ Aldrich. The next fight is Brian Battle versus Sultan Ruzaboyev. Now, Sultan Ruzaboyev lost to Buckley at welterweight when he went on that run before he lost to Usman. That's all I really know him from. And Brian Battle, I feel like he's got like more momentum on his side coming into the fight, coming off a very close win, which really was a loss, but close win over Randy Brown. I think he has the momentum. I think he'll probably get a dominant decision over New Sultan Ruzaboyev. Because when I watched the Bucky fight, he just couldn't get anything going. And I'm not saying Brian Battle or Bucky are the same fighters. I just think Brian Battle is overall more consistent and just an overall better fighter. That's why I'm picking Brian Battle. Now we have the veteran Edson Barbosa versus Drakkar Klose. I'm picking Edson Barbosa. I feel like Drakkar kind of just wins over cans, but the second he fights some more serious fighters that are on like another level, he just kind of falls off a bit and nearly isn't as dominant. He's more of a can crusher. I don't think he's that good. He's kind of old. Edson Barbosa has great takedown defense, and the key to beating Edson Barbosa is taking him down. But you can't do that, especially since Drakkar has really sloppy wrestling and has really bad takedown rates. There's just no way. I feel like Edson Barbosa can kind of just leg kick him at range and do whatever he needs to do to succeed. I got a 29-28 decision for Edson Barbosa. I think he's really going to win this fight. On to the preliminary card. Regular to straight prelims, we have Jessica Andrade versus Lupi Gandes. I mean, I'm going with Jessica Andrade because Andrade actually can finish fights. Gandes is kind of just like the Grant Dawson of WMMA. It's very just wrestle heavy, no finish, vanilla, just not entertaining. I'm picking Andrade because of just the more finishing ability and the like you can just switch a fight in 1 second. When you fight like Lupi, it takes time to switch the tide and fight. You have to wait. But when Andrade do it, it can just be flip. Like can get the finish, can get the submission, can get the KO. Loopy can't do any of that. There's no finishing ability, so I really think that to be able to flip the script, even if she loses the first round by getting controlled, she can just flip the script immediately and go right back to doing what she always does. I'm picking Jessica Andrade by decision. I think Loopy might get around from control time, but not enough for sure to win the fight. Now we have middleweight GM3 versus Michael Olashujek. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm not picking GM3, sadly. I want to pick GM3 so bad, but this dude, Michael Olashujek, really surprised me when he fought Cedricus Dumas. I mean, he colded him, honestly. Like, he straight up knocked him out in 1 round. I thought Cedricus was going to do crazy things to him. This dude surprised me. He's part of the fighting nerds, definitely part of that fighting nerds culture. I'm picking Michael Olajések. Now we have King Green, aka Bobby Green, versus Diego Ferreira. I'm picking Bobby Green. I just feel like he's won in like his last six, bro. He's won one fight. I think it was against like Tony Ferguson. He's due. And Diego Ferreira is the type of guy you get a win off when you're due. He is a can, and I think King Green can crush. All right, I'm going with round two knockout for Bobby Green. I just don't think Diego Ferreira is good enough. I feel like King Green is a he has a good matchup for Diego Ferreira. First fight of the main card now, we have Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. I'm going with Kai Asakura. This is a big step down from Pantoja, and I feel like he's gonna be able to do a lot of the things that Pantoja just wouldn't allow him. Tim Elliott, he's a bum. He's old. He hasn't fought consistently in years. He's part of when Mighty Mouse was looping the division. He was at the top. So once the more talent came in, he just like a wave in the ocean, just slowly went back, just kept going further and further. And it's just not that good anymore. Doesn't have the talent to keep up with the new guys, especially someone like Kai Sakura, who's very electric and is a very good striker. He should be able to KO him within 2 rounds. I'd be surprised if it went to a decision. I just think Kai Sakura is going to dominate Tim Elliott really badly. This is an interesting one. I could see this going many ways. Jared Cannonier versus Michael Page. I'm gonna pick Jared Cannonier by a 29-28 decision. I just feel like MVP's output's just a little bit too low, but he's gonna have his moments for sure. But I just feel like Jared Cannonier is gonna be more consistent throughout the fight rather than MVP just having his moments in every round, which is gonna lead to I feel like a 29-28 decision going Jared Cannonier's way. All right, for the featured fight, we have Carlos Prates versus Jeff Neal. I'm going with Carlos Prates all day. I'm still big on the hype train. He nearly was able to flip a finish on Ian Gary. If he wasn't so tired, he for sure finishes him. He showed his finishing ability, his ability just to flip a switch. I think he's going to do dirty things to Jeff Neal. He's had time off. He hasn't cut a lot of weight. It means he's going to be fresh. He's going to be healthy. And I think it's just Jeff Neal is not going to be able to use his hands effectively enough to counter Carlos Prates' length and finishing ability. I'm going Carlos Prates by round three. KO. One of the rounds he's gonna KO him. He's gonna find him eventually, but I think it's gonna be round three personally. All right, now we have Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. I am not too familiar with Aaron Pico's game. However, these last couple Bellator guys, man, they have not been good at all. So just give me Lerone Murphy, the youngest prospect at featherweight. He's definitely gonna win this fight. I just feel like Aaron Pico's not that level where he's lose to yet. He's not at the level of like a Diego Lopez or Gene Silva, where you just know Lerone Murphy's not gonna beat him. He is the youngest prospect in featherweight, so he still has time. But yeah, so I can say I just don't think Aaron Pico is gonna be able to. He's gonna be surprised by Lerone Murphy, even though Lerone Murphy isn't anything to be surprised of. It's pretty much just a featherweight Leon Edwards, bro. Very boring, not entertaining. Has moments, but he's just the type of dude that in a 5 round fight would beat you a 49-46. That's the type of dude he is. All right, I'm in the final fight. And this one I'm so conflicted on. I'm gonna be conflicted until I like final day and when I make my parlay pretty much. It's Dricus Duplessis versus Hamzat. I think I'm leaning towards Hamzat. I want Dricus to win. I really don't want Hamzat as champion. He's one of the most inactive fighters. And he'll be a good fight every time he fights, but he's just so inactive. I want Dricus to win. I'm hoping Dricus can win, but I think Hamzat's gonna beat him. If this fight goes longer than 2 rounds, I'm not gonna pick Hamzat. You've really 1 round, but I'm going if it gets past 2 rounds. Like I feel like Dricus is a little bit heavier to ragdoll. It's not gonna be easy, but yeah, that's all I really gotta say. I'm going with Hamzat, but Dricus he is gonna be tough. I really don't know. I might. make another video on why I think like more in depth. Like, all right, I think Dricus is gonna win because of this, or I think Hamzat's gonna win because of that. I will do that a different time with a more in-depth breakdown on why I'm so conflicted on both these. Because Dricus is undefeated, but he's literally thrown people on top mount before. Like he's willingly taken mounted positions before. I don't think he's that bad anymore, but you can't do that to someone who's the level of wrestler and finisher as Hamzat Chimaev. You just can't do that. But I don't think he will. I think it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a great fight. I'm really hyped for it, but I'm going with Hamzat. It's my gut feeling. I don't know. I'm just trusting it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video today. If you did, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube shit. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on another video soon. Peace.